Good morning, students. Here again, you are most welcome again to a new video of biology. And today, children, we are going to discuss, as you can see from the heading, that our topic for today is plasma membrane and its functioning. So let us see again, as you have studied already these things, but once more you go through, and today I will be telling you some new things or new terms into this, which will enable your knowledge or enhance your knowledge. So let us see what is plasma membrane. You know very well, children, that every cell is bound by a thin and delicate membrane called as plasma membrane or the cell membrane. Sometimes it is also called as plasma lemma. So this can be your first point for it. So we can say every cell. Why we are saying every cell? Every cell here can be the plant cell, animal cell, prokaryotic cell, eukaryotic cell. So every cell is surrounded by every cell is surrounded by a plasma membrane, or you can also call it as cell membrane. This is E, cell membrane. And it is also called as with one more name, that is called as plasma lemma. So all these notes are very important, so you have to follow, you have to understand. So other term is plasma lemma. Okay, now whatever the cells which are surrounded by plasma membrane, that is cell membrane or plasma lemma, we can say, in bracket I am writing, this membrane is very delicate, is very delicate. Delicate means it is very fragile, means it can break very easily. Delicate and thin. Okay, means it is so much thin that you can't imagine. Its thickness is in micron level, you can say micro level also. Now one thing you can see very well, children, that it is made up of lipids and proteins. Whatever the cell membrane is there, it is made up of lipids and proteins. Lipids means fats. Okay, so if we talk over here, lipids means fats, lipids and proteins. Hope it is clear. So whatever the plasma membrane is there, it is made up of lipids and proteins, and in addition it may contain cholesterol and polysaccharides. Okay, so we can say it may also contain polysaccharides. Polysaccharides means some very long chains of the carbohydrates. Polysaccharides. Okay, saccharides means sugars and poly means many. When many sugars will join together, it will form a polysaccharides. Okay, so polysaccharides, so it is made up of lipids and proteins. It may also contain polysaccharides to provide what? To provide flexibility, to provide, you can say, flexibility. It should be highly flexible. Plasma membrane should be highly flexible to provide flexibility, or you can say, yes, to provide flexibility. Now one thing you know very well, that whatever this plasma membrane is there, it is elastic. Okay, if it is flexible, that means it is elastic. So we can say it is elastic and pliable. Pliable means, I will tell you with the help of a diagram. It is elastic and pliable. So for example, suppose this is a cell and this cell contains nucleus. So this is the nucleus and other organelles. Okay, it is a very rough diagram of a cell, and whatever this outer membrane is there, let me show you with the help of this outer membrane. This I am highlighting with again with a different color. This outer membrane is called as the cell membrane. Okay, so this is cell membrane or the plasma membrane or plasmolemma. Cell membrane. And children, this is made up of, you can say, lipid bilayer. So if we go through the diagram, very proper diagram if we draw, so this, suppose let us take this much portion, let me mark it over here. Let us suppose this much portion. So if you talk about this much portion, so it is going to have these type of structures. You can say it will have this type of structure. This type of structure it is having. These structures, circular structures which I am drawing, these are lipid molecules. What are these lipid molecules? I am drawing fat molecules. Now you can see very well, children, that this is made up of this one layer, another this layer. So first of all, let me complete this diagram. This is the tail of that fat molecule, lipid molecule. These are the tails. Circular ones are the heads, and these are the tails which I am right now making. Okay, these are the tails. Now in between them, if you see, in between them we have proteins. In between, these are the proteins. Okay, so let me color this protein. So this is the protein. Okay, there are some proteins which are outside also, somewhat like this. Okay, somewhat like this. These also. These were lipids. And here these were the proteins. Now let me label it. So you can see this is a lipid bilayer. Bilayer means a double layer, lipid bilayer. And this is the head of the lipid molecule, and this is the tail of the lipid molecule. Okay, so you can see that whatever these are there, these are the lipids, and this is an intrinsic protein. This is what? Intrinsic protein. Intrinsic protein. Why intrinsic protein? Because as it is present in between these lipid molecules, that is why it is intrinsic. And it is, you can say, this is extrinsic protein. It is present outside them. Extrinsic protein. Now what is the work of these proteins? See, for example, suppose from outside anything wants to go inside. That is, for example, suppose some nutrients want to go inside, some nutrients want to go inside, and from inside some waste material want to go from inside to outside. This is outer environment, this is outer environment, and this is inner environment. So from outside, let me write it over here, out, and this is in. So from out, anything wants to go inside, such as nutrients, or from inside something wants to go, that is the outside. And suppose that thing, whatever wants to go from inside to outside, is called as waste. It will go through these intrinsic proteins. From outside, anything wants to go inside, and from inside, anything wants to go from outside. It will be going through the intrinsic proteins, okay, and extrinsic proteins, they help in the support and structural capability. So I hope it is clear to you, this diagram is understood by you. Now let us write some more things over here. Yeah, one more thing I will try to tell you. As you have seen that it is elastic and pliable. What does it mean? Elastic and pliable means that this membrane, it may change its shape very easily. Okay, if suppose some pressure comes on this cell, something is pressing this cell, so it will change its shape at that instance without getting broken. That means it is pliable and elastic. I hope it is clear to you. Now no doubt is related to this. Okay, so we can say, let me tell you over here, that plasma membrane helps in transport of selected materials inside and outside of the cell. Okay, means from inside the things can go outside, selected things, and from outside the things can come inside, that is the selected things. Okay, this phenomenon takes place due to selectively permeable nature of the cell membrane. Selectively permeable nature of the cell membrane. Here don't worry about it, names can be cell membrane, plasma membrane, or plasmolemma, so you can use any of these names. So plasma membrane helps in transport of selected materials in and out of the cell, and making the things from inside to go outside and making the things from outside to go inside in a very selected manner is called as selective permeable nature of the cell membrane. Okay, so it will be called as selective permeable nature of the cell membrane. Okay, selective permeable nature of the cell membrane, and cell membrane is selectively permeable. What is the nature of cell membrane? Cell membrane is selectively permeable. So the model which I have drawn for the cell membrane, this structure which I have drawn over here, this, okay, this structure which I have drawn, this is called as fluid mosaic model of the cell membrane. What is this? Fluid mosaic model of the cell membrane. Let me mention it over here. This diagram is called as fluid mosaic model of cell membrane. So this point you can mention it as a heading when you draw this diagram. Okay, now let us mention some other things. Who gave this fluid mosaic model of the cell membrane? Who gave? So there are two people. One is S.J. Singer and another is G.L. Nicholson. So we can say, in short, we can say Singer and Nicholson. Singer and Nicholson gave fluid mosaic model of the cell membrane. Fluid mosaic model of cell membrane. One thing you see in this diagram, children, let me show you again this diagram. In this diagram, if you see that these things, this and this, if it is seen in the microscope, it shows as a fluid, it shows as a mosaic model. Mosaic means, for example, suppose you have pudding at your house. Suppose this is the pudding. Let us take the example of you can say a watermelon. Let us take the example of watermelon. Okay, let me remove this first of all, this green color structure. Suppose there is a watermelon. Okay, so this is the fleshy part of watermelon. Now what happens whenever your father brings some watermelon? You will see that it contains some black color seeds in that. Yes, it contains some seeds in that. You can see if in the watermelon the seeds are there like this, it shows you a mosaic structure. Same way here, if you see this structure, in between the lipids this protein is present, and if you see and go on in a very elaborated manner, this structure is not this much only, this structure is present fully over here. So if you talk about this structure in a very elaborated way, in a very elongated way, so these proteins will be visible as if they are the mosaic, and this plasma membrane always shows some kind of the fluid like motion. It will show every time like a fluid like motion like this. Okay, it will show every time a fluid like motion. That is why it is called as fluid mosaic model. So I hope it is clear to you. I think you don't have any confusion now. So in the fluid mosaic model, you can say plasma membrane I told you membrane comprises bilayer means double layer, bilayer of what? Lipids, bilayer of lipids and some internal proteins, means the proteins which are embedded internally. These proteins are called as intrinsic proteins. And some outside proteins, as you saw in the diagram, they are called as extrinsic proteins. So I hope it is clear to you, children. and these proteins, so we can say proteins in a plasma membrane, proteins in a plasma membrane serves as a gateway or channel for the movement of selected things. Okay children, I hope it is clear to you. So as I told you that proteins in the plasma membrane serves as a gateway or the channel for the movement of the selected things. You see here that whatever these proteins are there, they will serve as a gateway. They will allow some of the things to go inside and allow some of the things from inside to go outside. That means they are the gateway, they are the channels. So I hope today's concepts are clear to you. You will understand, you will remember what I have explained and told. Children, here in these notes, some of the new things are there. In class 8, you studied up to that level. Today, you note down some of the new things over here. So take down the notes, understand the topics very clearly. If you get any doubt, you please ask to me. So take care. Thank you.